Welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. And I want to welcome you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to episode 8 of my Step Out, Step In podcast. This is a weekly podcast which I have been hosting on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please tune in. And I want to say to those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube page, I want to say thank you. If you haven't yet done so, please go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that anytime I post something, you will be notified. And so follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn. And can you support my podcast by clicking on the link Buy Me a Coffee? I have a link in there. Buy Me a Coffee. I love coffee. Um, but at least a $5 donation can help boost this podcast. And again, my name is David Joe, and I'm a pastor, a person of faith. I am an author, a husband, a father to my biological and spiritual children, and I'm your friend. And and I also want to ask you to check out the previous podcast on my YouTube page and also Buzz Sprout. This is episode 8, Your Success. Success is defined as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And my definition of success is identifying and knowing your purpose and living it to the fullest. Let me say that again. Identifying and knowing your purpose and living it to the fullest. Success is predictable, so you can easily plan for success. To be successful, you have to make a decision. It doesn't automatically comes in. There's a decision that you have to make. And just as I said, that success is predictable because life is designed for your success. If success is predictable, failure is also predictable. And it has the same results as success. God designed everything He created to be successful. You will never see a fish that cannot swim naturally, or you never see a bird that cannot fly, a bird that is meant to fly that cannot fly naturally. Every seed, when it is placed in the soil with the right amount of temperature and moisture, it is designed to bring forth a plant or a tree. You don't have to pray once you once you plant that seed. You don't have to go praying over it. The right amount of moisture and the temperature will cause the seed to germinate. Everything God designed, He built into it its success. That is why you are very important to God. The average human being, by studies, does not know the reason why they are here on Earth. You know, that is why most people wake up every morning, go to a job they don't like, a job they hate, work with people they don't like, and get paid less than what their value or what they're worth. And they die too young from stress and frustration. This all is a result of not knowing why you exist. I said last week, and let me say that again, that without a purpose, life has no meaning and no sense of destiny and positioning. Without a purpose. Many people have no idea their abilities. And studies tells us that 90% of people will die and never achieve more than 10% of their abilities. Every human being wants to be successful, to be honest. I've never come across anyone or I've never met anyone who says, I plan to fail tomorrow. I've never come across anyone like that. Everybody wants to succeed, and success is predictable. So the question is, what is my destination? Everyone wants to know, what is my future? Where am I? Where are you going in the next 10, 20, 30 years? The greatest strategy in life is not death, but life without a purpose. Let me say that again. The greatest strategy in life is not death, but life without a purpose. Life without a purpose is the greatest strategy that you can ever face or you can ever go through. You know, and nothing is worse than being alive and not knowing the reason why you're here. Breathing oxygen, eating food, or drinking water every day, and still, if you don't understand why you're here, it's tragic. Your success is important to God. God needs you to succeed. I said I'm a person of faith. God needs you to succeed. You know, Success is built into everything that God created, you know, and success is built into every creation by the manufacturer. Success is very important to the manufacturer. Um, and let me say this, the success of a product is necessary to protect the reputation of the manufacturer. That is why when there's a recall, let's say your vehicle, they find a defect and they recall your vehicle. Have you realized that they fix that defect for free? Sometimes they put you in a red card till they get the defect fixed because they want to protect their reputation. It is not because they love you so much or they like you so much. That is why they are recalling your car after they've detected a defect and they want to do all these things for you for free. You don't pay anything. You have to just book an appointment to send a vehicle to the shop and everything will be done for you for free. You know. So success is very important to every manufacturer, and that is to protect their reputation. The worst thing that can happen to a manufacturer is when their product fails. It affects them. The entire reputation and the company can collapse. So success is necessary for the manufacturer. You and I are a product, and the first thing that the manufacturer plays on you was his image. When you go to every manufacturing plant, as the products are being produced, it goes through the testing and everything, and before it is packaged to go to the market. That is when the manufacturer puts the seal or their identity on it. Just like the Apple phones or the Androids or whatever gadgets, the vehicles and all that. When it's being manufactured, they don't place the seal on it first. They don't put a crest on it. They don't put that sign on it first. But after it's gone through the the, the production belt and before and after it has been tested and they realize that it is good for the markets, then they put a seal on it. You get the package, you open it up, and you're so excited. To you, you think it's new, but it is not because it has already been tested. They want to make sure that you're sending a product that has been tested, it is working all right, all the features and the functions are operating well, and they send it out to the market. So you have the image of your manufacturer. That means that your failure is bad to God. I have come with good news this evening, this afternoon, this morning, depending on where you're watching from, that you cannot fail. You cannot fail anymore. God has a guarantee. God has to guarantee your success, not to protect you, but to protect Himself. You know, God has to ensure that the vision He gave to you, that vision He gave to you, succeeds because His reputation is on the line. No matter where you are right now in your life, it doesn't matter where you've been, your ups and downs, your roller coaster moments. I promise and I guarantee that you are coming out of your situation. Not for your namesake, but for God's name's sake. You know, God is your manufacturer, God is my manufacturer. And you cannot fail in your business. That is why if God told you or if God asked you to go to college, don't worry about tuition. If God told you to build a business, you have the ability. If God told you to start a church, you have the ability. If God told you to go into politics, you have the ability. If God told you to be a lawyer, to be a professional, you have the ability. If God told you to be a teacher, you have the ability. If God told you to build a school, you have that ability. Whatever God has told you, He will do it for His name's sake. That is why sometimes it is important to announce what God has told you. You know, when you make it public, you put pressure on it. You have to talk about your dreams and your vision to the right people. Now, the key word here is to the right people because he has to protect his reputation. Stop being afraid to believe in your dream. You don't have to be afraid. You know, that is why it is always good to dream big because God is in there with you. Your success is good for God. So he has to make sure you succeed. Now, when you discover who you are, you make announcements you cannot pay for. Stop waiting for money before making announcements. I have no doubt that in the next 10 years, everything you might have said or told people or your friends, the right people or your friends around you, and they laughed at your vision, I know it will come to pass. The secret to your success is built in you. God is a very wise God, so he builds into everything laws to guarantee success. You know, vehicle manufacturers have built, when they build a vehicle, they build into it what will cause it or what will make it operate and be successful. You don't need to pray. Sometimes we can over spiritualize ourselves, but you don't need to pray for what you have to put into the tank for the vehicle to operate. It doesn't require prayer. It's a law that they tell you that put this gas in it. They tell you put unleaded gas in the tank of the vehicle, and that is how the vehicle can move. They never ask you, or they will not ask for your permission. This is the law they have built with the product they are giving to you. Now you can choose to say that I don't like the gas that I put in my car, so I'm going to put orange juice, or I'm going to put. It is going to cause it to malfunction because you have disobeyed the law of the manufacturer. I know that when you submit to the laws of the manufacturer, it guarantees success. God designed a fish to swim in water. Now, when you take the fish out of water, it dies. God designed a bird to fly. A bird will not decide to become a fish because it will not survive in water. You know. So, and if you place a seed on a concrete pavement, it will remain a seed forever as long as it is left on the concrete pavement because we have disobeyed the law of the seed. The seed needs soil, it needs moisture, and it needs the right amount or the right temperature to become a plant or a tree. Success is a decision you make. You decide to become what you want to become based on what God has deposited in you. You don't have to blame anyone for your predicaments. Success is a result of decisions. Failure is also a result of decisions. Whatever whatever you decide determines your destiny. In other words, everyone becomes what they decide. Now, if you don't know where you're going, you will do anything with your life. And everywhere looks like an exit for you if you don't know where you're going. Purpose brings discipline. Decisions determines success. And I know that God wants you to succeed. He wants you to succeed more than you want to because of his namesake. We are carrying the image of God. God's plan for your life is already finished. He never begins anything until it is finished. And I said I'm a person of faith, so permit me to um, quote some few scriptures in here. In Jeremiah 29 and verse 11, from the New King James Version, it says that, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope." Now, the NIV says that of the same Jeremiah 29:11, says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." God thought about you even before he brought you into existence. He had already finished you up before he brought you in to begin what he had already finished. That is why Jeremiah said, I know the thoughts that I think towards you. He had already thought about you. So God finished you before he brought you in to begin what he had already finished. So God is so waking up every morning and thinking about what am I going to do for my daughter? What am I going to do for my son? He has your life already mapped out. In Isaiah 46 and verse 9 and 10, it says that, remember the former things, those of long ago. I am God and there is no other. I am God and there is none like me. I make known the end from the beginning. Now listen to this. It says, I make known the end from the beginning. From ancient times, what is still to come. I say, my purpose will stand. I will do all that I please. That is God. Before the beginning began, he had already begun. He declares the ending from the beginning. God will not allow you, I believe that God will um, not allow anyone to be born or conceived in a mother's womb if there's nothing finished for that individual to start or begin. Let me tell you this, you're never a mistake. You are you are a destined child already finished to begin what has already been finished. Your success is already finished. That is why you have to dream all the time. Don't stop dreaming. Don't ever judge your destiny by the location of your birth. Step out, step in, and stop feeling bad about yourself. Stand up straight, square your shoulders, chest out, chin in. That is a sign of confidence, knowing who you are in Christ. Step out, step in, and dress like a winner. Walk like a winner. Talk like a winner. And tell everyone that you are here because you are a success. You know, and I want to tell you that, and I want you to remember this, that the world needs your unique gift, talents, and abilities. Don't leave the world with all these unique gifts, talents, and abilities still unwrapped inside you. Think about it. There's so much that has been deposited in you. All right, so let's take a short break, and I'll be right back. All right, again, thank you so much for tuning in to my Step Out, Step In podcast, which I'll be hosting every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page, the podcast, and share and comment as well. And just before I sign off for today, let me make a few mentions here. I said in 2020, during the pandemic, I had the opportunity to write this book, which I'm using that as a podcast now. You can get a copy from Amazon. Um, please go to Amazon and get a copy. Don't forget to get one for a friend or a loved one. You can even get one for a frenemy. You never know what this can do to change your lives. Let's see. And I also want to specially invite you to be my guest, my special guest. This and every Sunday at All Nations Church, Virginia. We currently meet at 1449 Courthouse Road, Stafford. So if you're within the Stafford, Fredericksburg, Chronicle Dumfries area, we want to specially invite you. I want to specially invite you to come worship with us. If you're looking for a family oriented church, I invite you to come in. Let's have a wonderful time of fellowship together every Sunday at 2 p.m. Okay. All right. Um, and, and one more. Let's see if I have that. Yes. Every Tuesday, I want to introduce my spiritual father, Dr. Franco Fuswapia. He hosts the Ambassador of Hope on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and on Facebook. So I want you to tune in. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube page, please do so. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime he comes on live. Now, these teachings are life changing and destiny shaping teachings. I know people pay thousands of dollars to go listen to what he gives to us for free. It will help you in your spiritual life, your personal life, in your career, your business, your education, and many more. Again, subscribe to his YouTube page and share as you join every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so again, I want to thank you so much for tuning into my live podcast, live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, share, comment, and support by Buy Me a Coffee. Just as you see on the screen, there's a link in there. Um, so, and let's connect again on Mondays at 6 p.m. as we watch the space. Until we meet again, have a wonderful, amazing, fruitful, and productive